I am so excited because I want to say an original friend of the show is back. And of course, she's talking about some pertinent information on reform that can affect your auto accident case. I'm talking about Catherine Stone from Injury Florida Law is back. It's been too long.
I know.
How are you, my friend?
It's been so great. It's so great to be back. It was around COVID since the last time I was here.
Yes, so, virtually.
Virtually. I think the last one I did was virtually. So I'm so excited to be back in the studio, get to see everyone live and in person.
It is great.
And just happy to be back and talk about all things new.
Well, and let's talk, I mean, Catherine, because it's one of those things where there were changes that were made in 2023, and we haven't been able to get your take. And you were telling me off camera that really these changes you're actually now starting to see kind of trickle down.
You know, the biggest change that came about through the legislature in 2023 was they shortened the statute of limitations on personal injury claims.
Yes.
So now anytime you have a case that involves personal injury to yourself, auto accidents, slip and falls, any kind of negligence that you're bringing against someone, that time period has been shortened from 4 years to 2 years. So obviously, being 2025, we are starting to now hit those statute of limitations on those claims that happened back in 2023. So it brought it brought about such a change that people need to be aware that it's no longer 4 years, because everyone had in their head that they had 4 years to file a claim. They had 4 years to get all their medical treatment, and it's making everything move a lot faster.
And I feel like on one hand, you know, it's definitely like, you know, less favorable for those who have been injured in an accident. Are you seeing any of the people who are like, once they realize, oh, I have to file, maybe able to, you know, I know we always talk about having all the information you need and all the paperwork, and I know things can just kind of be overwhelming for victims of an accident.
Correct. And so there may be cases out there where maybe they're not ready to go and present their case to trial, but they still have to get that lawsuit filed in court. And then there's a whole nother thing that I'll maybe talk about another day where they just changed the rules of civil procedure to start making cases move faster. So everything's going to start moving faster within the court systems when it comes to personal injury. And that's a good and a bad thing in the sense of now you're going to be able to maybe have your day in court sooner. But on the other end, if you've really got some medical conditions that require extensive recuperation time, it could affect those individuals with regards to the time frame that they want things to move within.
Which, you know, it's so interesting, and I'm so glad to have you back to talk about this, because it's almost like a public service announcement in a way. If people are watching our show today, they need to know there is a time frame when you can no longer do anything. And again, that's 2 years. I don't think we can say that enough,
right? No, it's 2 years. I mean, it was cut in half. And so it's a major, I mean, you got to think, usually our clients, you know, they treat for approximately a year to year and a half at a minimum. So once we do those demands, if we're not able to settle the case, we've got to get that case filed as quickly as possible. That's the key.
Is this hitting home maybe to you? Well, that is one of those things to make sure. Get in touch. We want to share the contact information. InjuryFloridaLawFirm.com. You'll be able to help. You'll be able to get that case filed, and of course, everything else that deals with it. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
Glad you're back.